Shalom. First and foremost, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, blessings, salutations, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Barakatham, to you sincere Akim, loyal in this gospel abroad, keeping the faith, diligence, and testimony of our Lord Yahushai, occupying in the prophecies until our Lord come, and to the few sincere Aquath that listen to learn as well. To you I say Shalom. So we'll start off right here in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, in verse 9. And it reads, Salaki, you know what? Let's start up at verse 6, 2nd Ezra 6 and 6. Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? So Ezra is basically asking, the angel here, what is going to be the sign of the parting asunder, or the end of this current age? All right, the end of the first and the beginning of that which follows, which is going to basically be the kingdom of heaven, the rulership of Jacob, all right, of the Israelites. Verse 8, And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Verse 9, For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? And we can also get Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, the 25th chapter, right? Sirach 25 and, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that has joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. All right. So we in that time, all right, we are at the end of the world of Esau. All right. And these Edomites, they've pretty much lost it all. All right. They're losing their kingdom. Their birth rate is negative. They've lost their women to Jake. And ultimately, they've lost the narrative, man. Okay. And they're about to lose in this race war as well. Right. Because these Edomites, they've been pushing heavy for a race war. They've been putting a lot of psyops out there. Okay. Those, White House shootings, the ballroom incident, that guy, Chud the Builder. Okay. Which is, which was a, agent. Okay. To incite that race war. And they're not done yet. All right. These Edomites are still going to come with more BS so they can, push their agenda. But nonetheless, Esau's done. All right. And you're going to see, all right, in these couple clips, all right, that we're going to play today, that this man is at the end of the road, man. Okay. We're truly at the end of this world, which is marked by the end of Esau. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to tap into this video right here. And you're going to see what I'm talking about, man. Okay. That Esau, there's no coming back. All right. The Lord has smitten this wicked nation of people with an incurable wound. All right. And the Edomite man is especially down bad. All right. You lost when your own women don't even want you no more. Don't even want nothing to do with you, man. Right. To where your women start flocking to the enemy. All right. So let's check this out.
These are just some ads for some Polish stores. Do you notice any pattern?
Sure. Yeah.
What's the pattern?
White girl lives.
White girl with black guy.
Yeah.
And they're happy, right?
Yeah.
Is that something that makes you guys happy?
Sure.
Would
it
you
doesn't affect anything.
Now, for context, right? This bitch ass Edomite you see here on the screen. Okay. All right. He basically flew from America all the way over there because he's in Sweden right now. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this, interview in Sweden. So he flew his ass from America over there to Sweden to basically convince the Swedish women, right, that being with Jake, right, being with, so-called black men is a bad thing. All right. And you're going to hear his reasoning. But do you know how lame and how weak you got to be to fly from America all the way over to another country, all right, to convince the women there that instead of being with the so-called black man, that they should be with the so-called white man? Again, Esau's through, but you gonna hear his reasoning. Let's continue.
Would you guys date a black guy?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um, when you get into a relationship with a black person, how do you ensure you're not breaking the law?
What do you mean? Why would we break the law?
Well, I'm from America.
Yeah.
In America, you can't get into a relationship with a person that might have too low of an intelligence because they can't consent.
Oh yeah.
So how do you
So let's stop it right there, right? So as the scriptures say, all right, the wicked are estranged from the womb. As soon as they be born, they go forth speaking lies. Okay, now this devil you see on the screen, right? He basically just said that in America that there's a law, all right, that apparently is exclusive to Jake, right? It's exclusive to the so-called black man, that white women cannot deal with the so-called black man because there's an issue of consent. And basically what he's saying is that the black man's intelligence or his IQ, right? Which that goes into their scientific racism, okay? This taps into their scientific racism, and this is how these Edomites feel good about themselves. This is how they, envision in their mind that they're superior to Jake. And see, they go about doing these things because they know that they're inferior, man. They know that they cannot compete with Jake on any level, so they have to go around with this pseudoscience bullshit. And this is what they do. They spread this all around the earth, man. All right? This nigga is from America, and he's in Sweden spreading this propaganda. But back to the point I was making, right? He basically, out there lying, all right, to these Swedish women. Okay, that in America there's some type of law that white women cannot deal with so-called black men because black men basically have too low of an IQ to consent to be in a relationship. And his reasoning is that this is why white women should not deal with the so-called black man. but this is the superior being, right? This is the almighty white man. All right, white. White is right? He's the pinnacle of righteousness. He's the pinnacle of intelligence. Meanwhile, these niggas can't even have babies, man. You see, because Esau, he likes little boys. He likes dogs. Okay. He's a mo. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. That's what Esau's into. Esau isn't into women. You see, Esau just doesn't like to see Jake with women because it reminds him ultimately that he can't even satisfy his own women. Do this guy right here look like he can satisfy a woman? And that's why he out there doing what he doing, man. All right? No riz, no sauce, no juice, no nothing, man. Just plain, raw, unseasoned chicken, man. That's what these Edomites are. All right? But let's continue.
Sure that you're not committing statutory rape?
I don't know.
I don't think we have.
I think we actually have to go because we have
Well,
to
can I just say,
study
I don't
Well-
think we have that law in Sweden, so I don't think it really.
But because here's Africa,
Yeah.
and the IQ necessary to be able to consent is 70. And
I'm sorry, I thought we had to go.
you gotta go?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
Thank you.
And how embarrassing is that, man? Right? How embarrassing is that? You trying to talk to some women, and here you go trying to kick your pseudoscience BS, and they cut the conversation short, okay? Because they seen where you was going, and they ain't with it, man. All right? Because all these chicks right here, they said that they would deal with Jake. All right? They said that they would deal with a so-called black man, and they damn sure would deal with a so-called black man over this weirdo. All right? So that's why they walked away from his ass. And really, all these Edomites are doing by going forth with this BS is they're pushing their women towards us even more. Okay, that's the only thing that they're doing. They think that they making progress. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get through to the minds of our women, dude. You know, they gotta stop messing with these black guys, with these iggers. Okay, but no, all you doing, Esau, is you making your woman walk away from you even more. All right. So yeah, it's over. And see, if you want to know if you've truly conquered a nation, or a nation has failed, look at the ruling class women. And if the ruling class women are against their own men, then that kingdom is done. All right, especially when they start going for the the slave class, okay, which that would be Jake, man. All right. The ruling class of women, which are Edomite women, they're now lusting after Jake, which, it's really always been that way. All right. It's always been that way. But you heard them. They said that they would deal with Jake. You know what I'm saying? That there's nothing wrong. Okay. Which, you know what I'm saying? This is how these women feel. Okay. Especially, out there overseas in Europe, man. Hey, them Edomite chicks worship Jake over there, man. You know what I'm saying? Brothers that been in the military and traveled over there to, Italy and Sweden, Germany. Hey, you already know. You see? But this is what Esau got to do, because he's at the end of the road, man. He's you know what I'm saying? Esau's through. Okay? And furthermore, you have a lot of
was Mexican worshiping.
you have a lot of how can I say this? You have a lot of people online now that are now calling out Esau for his BS propaganda. You see, because all this scientific racism and, Salakia, stuff that they've been putting out there, okay, which are all lies, by the way, over hundreds of years, man, people are not believing it, okay? People are not buying into this anymore, and they're realizing, they're seeing the so-called white man for who he truly is, which is a damn devil, man. Okay, he's a deceiver. All right. And he's, you know what I'm saying? He's fixated. He's obsessed with Jake. All right. And people are fed up, man. You know what I'm saying? People have what they call so-called white fatigue. Okay. But they're tired of these goddamn Edomites, man. And it's how you know that the Lord is about to remove these niggas, man, because ultimately you're going to find that the world will be much more peaceful, much better off, all right, with these Edomites out of the rulership seat. And this is what the Lord is doing. But before the Lord take these devils down, he has to expose them. Okay, which right now there's a shameful spewing on the glory of Esau. All right. All of his hidden things are being uncovered. But let's listen to this streamer, Sneeko, which he has a pretty big following on Twitch and YouTube and stuff like that. So these talking points against Esau are all getting out there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? These things are common knowledge now.
White Gen Z, it's like they victimize themselves like Jews. They provide no solutions. Many of it is very homoerotic. They obsess over each other's looks. They're chronically online. They don't want to do anything. They don't know how to interact with women. It's sad. Like, I think a lot of it can be encompassed by, like, you have to think about why are so many white guys school shooters? Why are so many school shooters, and like the mosque shooters, San Diego's, one was Mexican worshiping white people, the other one was a white guy worshiping whiteness, right? LARPing as Christian crusaders, and they end up going to shoot up a mosque. And before that, ever since Columbine, you have white kids shooting up schools. What does this affect? Why is this? Well, it's the idea of the disenfranchised white guy. The white guy is disillusioned, the failure of the white race. The feeling that you should be in charge and empowered, but you're really a weak nothing and you're not getting noticed by a girl. You should be ruling over an empire, but you can't even get Stacy to text you back.
Yeah, and see, this is Esau's time to rule. I mean, he's at the very end of his rule, but nonetheless, this is his time. And the fact that Esau can feel that their power is slipping away from them, that's bothering them. All right, because simultaneously while Esau is going down, all right, these devils are seeing Jake come up. All right, because if you notice, man, you know what I'm saying, Jake is starting to become more praised, man. Okay, Jake is starting to become more renowned. All right, which Jake has always been renowned, but that glory now is starting to come back on Jake. All right, and a lot of our people, even the 2/3 to a degree, are starting to realize who the true problem is, man. All right, they're starting to realize the propaganda and all the weapons that have been set against us as a people by these devils. Okay, so Jake has a different spirit on him these days, man, to just you know what I'm saying, call these devils out and actually try to repent. All right. Now, we know majority of our people not going to repent, but like I said, there's a certain spirit out there. All right. This also going to contribute in this race war as well. Yeah, but the point that he's making, man, you know what I'm saying, and this goes to the point of why these Edomites have to go out and travel to different countries and spread this propaganda, because their lies are not working. See, they actually subdued the world, all right, going around to these different nations and spreading, really slandering Jake, man. Okay, going to these different nations, slandering Jake, all right? Matter of fact, let's get that scripture real quick. Thine slanderest thine own mother's son. All right? See if it pops up. It should. Yeah, Psalms 50:20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. All right? Speaking of Esau, man. Because Esau and Jacob are brothers. All right? But Esau, he's just a wicked, all right, twin brother of Jacob. But nonetheless, as it says, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. Right? When you go into the word slander, right? It means the action or crime of making a false spoken statement damaging to a person's reputation. Defamation, see? So Esau, he is going around the earth spreading lies, all right? Spreading false propaganda against the Israelites to basically justify himself being on top and you know, using the pseudoscience to justify why Jake should be on the bottom and slavery and all of that. So now that these things are being unraveled, these devils really have nothing left. And that's why the next video we'll get, this is why the last resort for them is to go to the sword, because they have nothing left, man. Okay? Their lies, their deception is not working no more. So his last option is to go to the sword, which is what it's always been. Okay? Because whenever Esau can't lie and deceive you no more, he always goes to the sword, man. You see, we know this devil and we know what he's going to do. But let's continue.
Then you end up shooting up a school. This is the white problem within Gen Z, young white men. And they don't address it. They have no self-reflection. They have zero self-awareness about it. It's embarrassing. You're going to see people in the chat get mad about it right now. Look. Instead, they victimize themselves the same way Jews do. The Holocaust. They say the same stuff too. White genocide. What are you talking about? It's not anybody killing you. It's not bombing. It's just the birth rate declining. And it's clearly because of modernization, feminism. It's because of technology. This is why. But they don't want to self-reflect. They have zero accountability as a people. If you're so supreme, then how could you let your birth rate decline? How could you let, like, the most basic function of being alive? If you're so supreme and you're chosen and high IQ and everything, literally, you know how easy it is to get a woman pregnant? It's like the most...
Yo, he hit the nail on the head, man. Okay? If you're so supreme as they claim, right? Because they like to claim that, oh, you know, we're the master race, all right? We have the highest IQ, you know. The world would be nothing without the so-called white man. Well, look at it, right? All, you know what I'm saying, all of that you like to boast in, but you ain't busting no nut. All right? You look, your own women don't even want you, bro. You through. Esau can't satisfy no woman, man. And see, if I was an Edomite, which, you know, call all y'all bashing me, I was shy for that. You know, but if I was an Edomite, I would be jealous of Jake too, okay? Because Jake has everything that Esau wished that he had, man. Okay, especially the rod size, man. All right, which is what these Edomites obsess over. All right, these Edomites are obsessed with Jake's rod. Okay, even, you know what I'm saying, during slavery and Jim Crow. All right, when they would hang a Jake, you know, they would cut off his rod and you know what I'm saying, pickle it and put it inside a jar and put it on their shelf, man, and just look at it every single day. These Edomites are sick, man. You know what I'm saying? But how the hell can you be the superior race, but you can't even you can't even reproduce, man? Make that make sense, all right? Animals, okay? Even a dog can reproduce more than Esau Edom, man. And a dog don't even have you know what I'm saying, according to their science, nowhere near the IQ of the so-called white man. So you tell me what that means. But yeah, man, the nation of Edom is truly being made small. Okay, let's continue.
Dick and pussy, done. And you can't even figure that out? It's like, how you make fun of Indians and think, oh, I'm mogging this Indian. They know how to fucking put a dick in a pussy and have a kid. You can't seem to get that done. Help some respect. Fix your problems, man. Like, if you want your race to continue, don't blame me. What is wrong with you? Like, if you are the supreme race, if you are the white, you take our country back, and you think I'm brown and this, I'm an invader and a Muslim, why are you here obsessively watching somebody you don't like? This is our emperor, and this is our... Okay, first off, you're a fucking faggot. Go worship Christ, right? Christ is king, not some streamer. What is wrong with you? Are you retarded? And then why are you here? Go donate to the white people they're being genocided, right? Go donate to the white genocide. These people are just gone, bro.
And that's another thing with Esau, man. See, Esau will go on, just like how these Edomites come on our videos and they talk they shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll go on, comment boards, and they'll just, just leave these hateful messages. It's like, yo, why don't you go and actually be superior, right? And fix the shit that's going on with your country, man. Here it is. DJT is destroying your country, and you Edomites ain't got a goddamn thing to say about it, but you want to point the finger at Jake. Looks like you got some bigger problems than the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American, buddy. Okay? You have a life problem. Okay? You have a deficit birth rate problem. Okay? You have an incest problem. You have a bestiality problem. You have a Moism problem. How about you fix that before you want to talk about being superior and you know what I'm saying, ruling the world and all this and that, man? See, Esau can't even stop himself from losing his kingdom, because ultimately that's the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But instead of actually doing something, okay, they want to go on people's comment boards and just leave nasty comments. Because why? That makes them feel better. Okay, that makes them feel like they're worth something. Okay, which these Edomites ain't worth a goddamn thing, man. Okay, these Edomites are less than nothing. Okay, all the heathen are, but Esau especially, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau is the worst of the worst of the heathen. That's why the scriptures call him the basest of men. Okay, he's the lowest of all men upon the earth, man. All right, that's the truth.
What happened to white people? What happened to you? You guys used to be conquerors. You used to create civilization. You used to do stuff. Now you sit.
Yeah, and that's when they were at the height of their kingdom. Okay, that's when their strength was firm. You see, but now Esau, he's losing his kingdom, so now his strength is starting to weaken. Okay, now he's starting to droop. Okay? So yeah, look, Esau's losing it, man. All right, you ask, well, what happened to the so-called white man? Well, what happened to the so-called white man is that the Lord is destroying his ass, okay? And Yahweh Bashim Shai is taking this man down from the inside, okay? He's using Esau to take down Esau, man. All right? Esau is a damn fool, showing you that he's not fit to rule, and he never was. The only reason why he got to where he was at was because the Lord put that, you know what I'm saying, put Esau in that position, okay? Is it not written in Daniel, the 4th chapter, that the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men and setteth up over it? Matter of fact, I don't even want to butcher it. Let's get it. Yeah, Daniel 4. Daniel 4, and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basest of men, which is Esau, okay, the lowest of all men upon the earth. So that's the only reason why Esau was able to dominate and conquer and just go around just mass murdering and subjugating people. That's the only reason why he was able to do it, because ultimately the Lord gave him the power, man. It's not that he was so great and he was so superior. Nah, man. The Lord set, set these devils up. And now the Lord's about to take them down.
In my TTS and give me $20 to say, I like to suck other guys' dicks. What the fuck? Bro, wallahi, this is why you're finished. This is why. The same ones who are part of the problem and are the problem are the ones who cry about it. You are why you're done. This sounds like a finished people. It's over for you, bro. It's over for you. And if you stay in this, the rest of your existence is just going to be cope. You guys had a good run, man.
How sweet the sound.
Esau had a good run. It's over, man. It's over. You Edomites had a good run. Now it's your time to go in slavery, boy. So eat your Wheaties, all right? Go to the gym 5 times a week and get ready for that cotton field, boy.
The Aryans,
that saved
okay,
a wretch
Europeans or some of them,
like me.
Caesar. But now look at you.
I
Who else? Great leaders.
once
Napoleon,
lost
Stalin,
that
Matt Walsh fans.
of my heart
Who else? Steven Crowder fans, maybe. Rumble viewers,
and grace
the LARPers, the Moggers. You had a good run. Your ancestors did. You was Kangs. Look at you. Look at you. This is what you have. This is who you are. Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great. I really feel bad for you people, man. I can't imagine what that must be like to be
God bless
nothing.
Nick, God bless America, God bless white people. This is America. Welcome back.
Bro thinks that Christianity is Judaism. Bro thinks white people are the chosen ones. It's over for them. They're retarded. They're retarded. Bro thinks God's blessing white Americans specifically. They're retarded. They had something and they lost it. And they're losing their minds. You had a good one. White Gen Z, it's like
Through. I'm saying. All right, all right, no, you know what? Yeah, let's pull this up. This right here, this video. While our people are trying to save the devil, this is what they're up to. This is from the brother GMS Yawasop. Hopefully, subscribe, and be edified. All right, so we'll play the beginning portion of this video, but as we just saw in those first 2 clips, and there's many more clips I could have got, but I just wanted to, just hit this, just hit it on the head, get straight to the point, man. That these Edomites, that they're losing their kingdom, and this is the result of it. Okay, this is the result to where because all these things are coming out about them and they're losing now. All right, the last result is to go to the sword. Okay, so these Edomites, like I said before, especially the elites. Okay, you even got Elon Musk on Twitter X, that's citing these racial pseudoscience, man. Okay, he's on there with those fake ass statistics to say, oh, Jake is 13% and they commit so much of the crime, and like he's really on there posting this scientific racism, man. So it shows you that this is an agenda from the top on down to demonize Jake and to get these Edomites riled up to come against Jake. But see, these Edomites don't understand that it's not going to work. Okay, because see, the only reason why they was able to do what they did to Jake in the past was because the Lord allowed them to. You know what I'm saying? The Lord was with them to punish and afflict us. But now that our affliction as a people is over, you Edomites are not going to prevail, man. Okay, so you don't even know what you asking for, and the Lord gonna put a spirit, okay, on His elect to get spiritual power, and even on the 2/3 to turn up on these Edomites, man. Okay, it's not gonna be good for Esau when this race war does pop off, because there will be a race war. Okay, that's prophesied in the scriptures, and Lord willing, we can get that. All right. But matter of fact, before we tap into that, let's get Leviticus, all right? Because really also the Lord is showing our people who our enemies are, man. Showing us who our chief enemy is, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Carmelo Anthony, all right, for defending himself, just got, like 40 something years, and he was convicted by an all-white jury. Okay, so these devils are showing you that they going back to that Jim Crow era, man. Okay? Just basically lynching Jake without the rope. All right, then you had that other young Jake that got chased down by 2 Moabites, and the Moabites got off. So this so-called justice system is showing, all right, our people that this ain't for you, and ultimately that we don't give a damn, all right, about your life. Okay, that will destroy you wholesale, and we'll say that we did nothing wrong. All right, and that's prophesied. Right, hold themselves not guilty, man. That's in Zechariah or Zephaniah, one of them. Zechariah 11:5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. Okay, and these are your oppressors, all right, ruling over you. Okay, so when you get Leviticus, the 26th chapter, all right, check this out. Leviticus 26 in verse, if I want to go start up a little bit to get the context, right? All right, okay, penalties of disobedience. So this is why we were put under, all right, the hands of our enemies to serve this punishment, because we disobeyed the Lord. So that's why we tell our people that the remedy for all of for all of what our people go through is to repent, man. All right, to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments and seek the Heavenly Father in truth and sincerity, man. That's the remedy to, get out from under our enemies and receive the kingdom. All right, penalties of disobedience, Leviticus 26 and 14. But if ye will not hearken unto me and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, which we did over and over, right? I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague, that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies, that they that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth you. All right, so these are the curses that the Lord brought upon us to put us under the hands of our enemies, to afflict us. Okay, and throughout our history, especially here in Babylon the Great, all right, these Edomites and these other nations have shown that they hate you, man. All right, so these Edomites are not your friend. These other nations are not your friend. These are your enemies, man. These are the heathen, okay, that currently rule over us. And this is why they're able to do what they do to you in the system and get off, scot-free. Well, really, they're not going to get off scot-free, but in this world, they do. All right, but they're going to have to face the judgment of Yahweh Basham Yahushai, you see. And they also go on slavery for 1,000 years, brutal, hardcore slavery, by the way, for 1,000 years in the kingdom under the Israelites. Okay, and it's going to be way worse than what they did to us, man. All right, they ain't even ready for that. See, but the Lord did this to us, man. Okay, so all the terror that has happened, to our people, all right, over the years, what I'm saying, it's all because of what our disobedience. Okay, and Esau. Okay, when you get Genesis 27, Salakia, not 37. Genesis 27, Salakia. All right, and when you go down to because this is what Esau said, man, and he, what I'm saying, this nigga never let it go. All right, so the blessing that Isaac gave unto Esau, Genesis 27 and 39, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So Esau, he was given the blessing of the sword. Okay, what I'm saying, this is why, what I'm saying, he came in with the sword, and the same way he came in is the same way that he gonna go out, okay, with the sword, man. All right, by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. You see, so going back to the very beginning, okay, we're really going back all the way to the garden, that enmity that was put between the seed of the serpent and the seed of the woman. The seed of the serpent, would be today the Edomites, and the seed of the woman would be the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, so the Lord put that enmity between us, what I'm saying, but at the end of the day, Esau said in his heart that I will slay my brother Jacob. Okay, I'm gonna bury my father, and then after that, his pursuit was to kill Jacob, man. Okay, so that's why when you tap into videos like this from that the brother put up, right? What I'm saying, you're gonna see that these Edomites, they training, they getting ready, they going to the gun range. Okay, they getting ready for this race war, man, because they have it in their minds to where they're gonna wholesale destroy Jake. All right, and yeah, they are gonna get some of the 2/3, but ultimately Esau is gonna lose this race war, man. So let's play this.
Canada's largest white supremacist group is training with fascist fight clubs in the US, growing a global network, preparing for what they say is a race war.
The race war is here.
Meeting with some of the most prominent white nationalist groups in the United States and the founder of the whole movement.
I'm for pro-white. I'm for putting my race above everything else.
Through public Telegram posts, videos, and images, we track them from Texas to a major gathering in South Carolina.
It's very significant that we're seeing Canadians travel across the border. It is getting more and more coordinated by the day.
Active clubs are a global movement of white nationalist fight clubs who gather to train in combat sports. They're founded by this guy, Robert Rundo.
I put my people first. You know, there's fun in fascism.
Here's the leader of Second Sons, Jeremy Mackenzie, giving a Nazi salute. According to Telegram posts in late March, they traveled to Texas for their first meetup with Lone Star Active Club, based around Dallas. We've geolocated these images to verify them, and we find that their first meetup was in the city of Fort Worth. The two groups can obviously be seen at the Fort Worth Stockyards, but also at a major gym. And here they are at a private gym used by the Lone Star Active Club. This image appears to be taken in a sort of clubhouse for the Lone Star group. You might think that this is 3 Second Sons members. Check out this guy in the middle though. We believe this is Robert Rundo.
When I first saw that picture, I laughed because despite the blurring, I knew it was Rundo right away. I mean, that's obviously Robert Rundo. There's no question.
Rundo is the founder of the modern Active Club movement. Here's why we think it's him. The watch in this video appears to be the same one as this image. And the tattoo blurred here is in the same shape and place as Rundo's tattoo in this other video. Next, Second Sons members hit the road, traveling from Texas to South Carolina. They're heading to American Muscle 2, part combat sports tournament, part networking event. They meet there with clubs from across the US. You can see someone wearing the Second Son shirt in this promotional video put out by the organization running the event. That organization? Patriot Front, one of the United States' most notorious white nationalist groups.
There is very likely a high degree of strategizing that is happening at these events, as well as deeper thinking as to how to propel the movement forward.
I think the greater worry should be around, the potential radicalization among the existing members and the existing core and leadership, a radicalization towards political violence.
We'll continue to keep an eye on groups and gatherings like this. If you have something you want us to investigate, email us at vi@cbc.ca.
Get to in a second, saying that they're ready to commit mass violence and for Trump to please give the word. Let's go to one of those clips right now. Here's just one of those MAGA members who told Trump to give them the word, and this was one of hundreds we saw of videos being posted online about this, to which many of them deleted their entire internet profiles after being found out after threatening mass violence, as this man is going to do in this video. Let's take a look at this clip, because these are the types of people Trump wants to give $1.8 billion to from American tax money.
I woke up today to thousands of views and likes on my last video. So keeping with the traction, let's try to get this video in front of Donald Trump, in front of President Trump, excuse me. Sir, you took the same oath as millions of veterans in this country, over 13 million veterans in this country, most of whom are conservative. We took the same oath to defend our country against all enemies, foreign and domestic. These leftists are our enemies. This is no longer left versus right. This is good versus evil. You have give or take 3 years left. If you call for a civil war, the conservative veterans in this country will take our country back from the evil left Nazis who have destroyed our country, who mutilate our children, who rape our children, who coddle pedophiles. They don't even call them pedophiles anymore, they're minor attracted persons. This is good versus evil, Mr. President. We will.
And it's funny, right? The same very things he just said that the left does, right? That's the same thing that the president he supports does. So these Edomites, they're completely deluded, man. And it shows you that there's a spirit on them, all right, to say these things. Because what they're saying doesn't make any sense. And ultimately, they're hypocrites, man. Okay? And the scriptures say what? That the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment. So all these Edomites are about to fall, man. Let's continue.
We will take this country back. And what we start here will echo around the world. Italy, Germany, Ireland, France, UK, Poland, Hungary. Everybody's tired of it. Everybody's tired of this leftist, woke bullshit that is ruining our countries. We use words, they use bullets. Mr. President, I implore you, call for a civil war. Call for a civil war and let us do our thing. Let us go door to door, street by street, and clean this country.
And who do you think he talking about? Okay, to go door to door and clean this country? He talking about you, Jace. All right, he's talking about going door to door against you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. That's who they want to get rid of. And they believe by getting rid of you that that'll somehow fix their country. But it's not going to happen, okay? It's not going to happen, man. All right, America's too far gone. And furthermore, you really fighting against the Lord. You see? That's what these punk-ass Edomites don't understand, man. That you fighting against Yahweh Basham Shai. You fighting against prophecy.
Please, if you're watching this, and you share the same sentiment, send it to Donald Trump. Share it on your page. Whatever. Get this message out there. This is not a joke. I'm a peaceful man. Time for peace is over. I'm willing to fight. I'm willing to die. We are all Charlie Kirk.
The level of cognitive dissonance in this video is absolutely astounding, because you say you're a peaceful man as you threaten to go door to door and clean house, and in the next sentence you say I'm willing to spread bullets and die for it. Those are not the words of a peaceful man, and the level of cognitive dissonance we did here is him accusing other people of doing exactly of what he wants to do, and apparently what Trump wants him to do. This is who makes up MAGA, because this wasn't just him making videos like this, because here are also people that made videos and later took them down. They all removed their videos and profiles, of course, but some circulate on the internet forever. Him threatening minorities, apparently. These are the people Trump wants to give $1.8 billion to. Because as long as you pledge loyalty to Trump, apparently, money going to white supremacists and violent individuals is completely okay as long as it is in the name of Trump, allegedly. Let's take a look at this clip.
For all you fucks out there, and I mean every fucking minority, we're coming for you.
Greatest project.
Fuck the law.
Always remember.
Fuck your feelings.
Don't give up.
Eye for an eye.
Who are they even talking to? Because we later found out who actually shot Charlie Kirk, and he was actually a man who came from a MAGA family, a white man as well, who came from a Christian MAGA family, and all of this sentiment went out.
Shalom. Welcome to it.
Yeah, so that's the brother's video. I highly recommend to check the rest of this out. Very edifying and informative video through the spirit. All right, but we'll get ready to close out. All right, now pursuing right to that race war. Okay. When he speaks about in 2nd Ezra's 13th chapter, okay? 2nd Ezra's 13. In verse 29, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth. And he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest, as a man ascending. See? So the scriptures say that there will be one people against another, one realm, one place, one city. Okay? So civil war, race wars, all right? Class wars, the elites against the lower class, okay? You're going to be having all type of violence go on, man. You see? But even though these things are going to be going on, the Lord is going to be with his elect. Okay, and that's why when you go to, let's get Psalms 37 real quick. Okay, Psalms 37. And, verse 20. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke, shall they consume away. All right, so the wicked are going to perish at the end of the day, man. Okay, the 2/3 and the heathen, Esau especially. Okay, they all going to fall, man. Okay, because they're only fulfilling the lot that the Lord has them set up to fulfill. But when this race war pops off, you know what I'm saying, that's biblical prophecy, man. So these things must happen, but at the end of the day, it's not for Esau to win. Okay, these things are going to happen to fulfill the Lord's will. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, when you get Psalms 112 as well, the desire of these devils is going to fail them. Okay? Because, see, they want to exterminate Jake, and they haven't been able to do it so far. So what make them think that they're going to be able to do it now when they're at the end of their reign? It's not going to happen. Psalms 112:10, the wicked shall see it and be grieved. He shall gnash with his teeth and melt away. The desire of the wicked shall perish. See? So the desire to eliminate Jake from off the earth and to establish their NWO and to subjugate all the nations and rule forever as God on the earth, that's a vain imagination, okay? It's not going to happen, man. Because why? The Lord is going to disappoint them, as it says in Job the 20th chapter. Okay? And furthermore, this is the scripture right here that's really going to kill these devils, man. All right? When you get Isaiah 14, what does it say? Isaiah 14, Israel's taunt. Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers, meaning the heathen, okay, shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. Okay, so at the end of the day, Jacob is going to win, man. All right, and then Esau and these heathen, they all going to take a major L. So it don't matter what they do, all right, because what these devils are getting ready to do with all this, inciting a race war and spreading this propaganda against Jake, is all a means to an end. Okay, and the end is that ultimately, these things go down, and that Esau ultimately be destroyed and put in chains, man. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the end of all these conflicts. And furthermore, they got to worry about Yahweh Shai and the angels, you know what I'm saying? They got to worry about World War III and nukes, you know what I'm saying? These heathen, these Edomites, they have way bigger problems to worry about than Jake, man. All right, but they going to really fall at the hands of their own people first, and then they going to take it out on Jake like they always do. Okay? So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out, Lord willing. This lesson's been edifying through the Rakat Kadash, call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakat Kadash. And until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect. Kum Yasha'Allah, wa Baba Ball. Shalom.